Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Yerevan. Welcome to the Figure Skating and Hockey School, and welcome to the ISU Junior Grand Prix, Armenian Cup 2023. This is an event of the International Skating Union and hosted by Armenian Figure Skating Federation. In just a few moments, we will start the Junior Ice Dance Free Dance. We remind you that flash photography as well as video recording and filming is forbidden. Gifts and flowers offered to the skaters at the end of their performance must be completely wrapped, and we thank you very much for your cooperation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to introduce the officials for this event. Representing the International Skating Union, please welcome the referee, Ms. Rossella Cegatini. The panel of judges, Judge number 1, Mr. Massimo Bonandini, Italy. Judge number 2, Ms. Mary Elizabeth Whiteman, the United States of America. Judge number 3, Ms. Hilary Quick, Canada. Judge number 4, Ms. Christine Hurth, France. Judge number 5, Mr. Albert Zeidman, Israel. Also representing the International Skating Union, please welcome the technical panel. Technical controller, Mr. Harmanov. specialists, Ms. Slavka Grinzova, Mr. Rock Lemay,
Hello, everyone. Welcome to week number 7, day number 3 of competition in Yerevan, Armenia. What a beautiful historical city indeed. I'm your host, Ted Barton, along with Mark Hanreddy. Our final day of coverage here, Mark. We have the free dance coming up. What can we expect?
Well, following the rhythm dance, we see two teams vying for spots at the Junior Grand Prix final. Kachenko and Kilyakov from Israel look pretty secure in attaining one of those. And then the second place team after the rhythm dance, Eliana and Ethan Peel, they really need a massive personal best if they are to achieve that. So wishing everybody all the very best.
The final free dance event on the Junior Grand Prix 2023. 11 teams from 9 nations, and it starts right now. Welcome, everyone, to Armenia, Yerevan, and the beautiful mountain in the distance of Mount Ararat. Incredible scene right out the back of our arena here. We can see that mountain. Beautiful day here. About 23 degrees for the final day of competition in the Junior Grand Prix 2023. I'm your host, Ted Barton, along with Mark Hanreddy. Boy, it's been quite a journey.
It really has, and what a spectacular setting for this last stop on the Junior Grand Prix series. And anxious and exciting times for the officials, which we see now.
Pops up there. Well done.
What was interesting as we look to see the technical panel now, I was chatting to a judge who's an Olympic judge. He's been at Olympics, and she was saying that, you know, it's seriously nerve-wracking for her, and I'm sure for all, and she had to have a word with herself just about, you know, being a judge at the Olympic Games as we see the start order for the free dance coming up.
Yeah, no, do you think it's just the skaters? Nope. Coaches, parents back home, or if they're here, but really we don't have many people here at all.
No.
So most of these athletes have their parents back home watching them on online. We welcome them into the broadcast. We thank you, and we understand. Mark and I, we're both parents ourselves, so we talk quite a bit about that thought of watching your own kids at that level. What would it be like? What would it feel like? And the emotions that run wild in any parent at any stage of a child's growth. And we salute you, and we thank you for all the contribution you make to your wonderful children who have, you know, taken on the sport.
Yeah, we've just been talking about acclaimed coaches who have produced Olympic champions and Olympic level athletes who have acknowledged that when they watch their child skate, they can't even bear to watch. So I can imagine being a skater because I've done that. I can imagine being a coach because I've stood at the side as a Junior Grand Prix as a coach. I can imagine being a tech spec because I've trained a little bit for that. But to be a parent watching, I don't even want to think.
No, because you're completely helpless. I mean, you're not coaching them, you're not judging them, you're not doing anything. You know, you're sitting there just watching your kid and hoping for the best. And you remember when they were 6 years old and said, "Can I go to the ice rink?" You remember every single stage, and here they are.
It was interesting. Even yesterday, I saw parents after the conclusion of the women's event, and I saw two parents whose children had both skated well and had success, and very different reactions to that success. And everybody just takes this whole experience and all the variations upon it very differently.
Yeah, it's interesting. Some parents are very casual and whatever the kids want. Some are more involved, put it that way. And so they ride the same wave, these same emotional waves. So, yeah, we thank you all, of course, and all the officials as well that are here on the final day. Of course, we have the Junior Grand Prix final and the Senior Grand Prix final in Beijing in early December. We'll be covering that. ISU will be covering that. And that'll be exciting, of course, the top 6. But as we mentioned in our opening, that there are many skaters here. We quite often, most often, focus on the top standings, the medals, and who's getting points for the Junior Grand Prix final. But there's a whole list of other skaters that don't reach the podium, that don't go to the Junior Grand Prix final, but have come here for a life experience. And many of them have really improved from their first Junior Grand Prix to the second Junior Grand Prix. So although it is competition, we talk about the top, we cannot forget about all the other things that are going on underneath.
Yeah, and I'm so inspired by hearing about a Swiss ice dance team who captured a bronze in Istanbul and seeing a video of them where the commentator said, and I've repeated this already, so apologies for repeating myself, but the story is so poignant. The commentator said that they had limited horizons and they dispelled the expectations of others in achieving something that many wouldn't have conceived possible for them, and that is an inspiration for those that maybe find themselves in this group whereby the expectation is that they will not go into medals, knowing that that's achievable.
Well, we can see on the outside the physicality of each athlete, but what we do not know and cannot see is the size of their heart and the determination in their mind, and that is what really determines the athlete. So here we are, free dance. No, great contrast, of course, to the 1980s scene.
Yeah.
Just like a variety show, we see all sorts of different stories being told, which is pretty cool.
And as a generalization over the duration of the Junior Grand Prix series this year, we have seen skaters tend to be a little bit more dark, is maybe not the right choice of word, but a bit more intense in the music choice for the free dance, given the jollity. Go with that word again.
There's that word.
The
I know what it means this time.
of the 1980s, which has had a tendency to be more upbeat and jolly.
You use jolly in the same sense. Come on, you got to go with something different here.
Vocabulary, Mark. Come on.
Jeez.
Where's my thesaurus?
I'm getting tired. You used all your words, and now we're on the last day. And
just going to keep repeating.
I do that all the time. Hey, it's fine. It's good. You take a look at the coaches and the final words of encouragement. Now, this is not the end of this Junior Grand Prix finishes, of course. These skaters now move on to domestic competitions and maybe some other Challenger Series competitions, other internationals, as they move into the winter season, late fall, beginning of the winter, qualifying for their national championships, hopefully for Junior World Championships as well. So their season is only sort of mid-season, not even quite yet.
Yeah, and as you really pointed out earlier in the series, Ted, that many of the European skaters are fortunate insofar as there are more opportunities for them for international assignments because there are more held in Europe. But everybody will be exploiting any opportunities they can to push their scores higher in front of a judging panel.
Here we go.
And so now to Meta Aleida Lindholst and Hector Gonzalez Elvira from Spain, a couple in their first junior competition and, of course, first Junior Grand Prix.
15 and 17 years old. They were 10th after the rhythm dance. First team out. Exciting, but also nerve-wracking because, the environment, the mood has not been set. They will set it, and they will skate to my perception of love.
I have a question for you. If you could go back in time and relive one single moment, what would it be?
was such emotional commitment and investment, demonstrating a real maturity to permit Ojeda, Lindhorst and Hector Gonzalez, Elvira, and they've acknowledged that they don't train as much as they would like because of rink availability, but fascinatingly, Hector manages to compete singles as well. Next week he competes in the Budapest Trophy, so really admirable that they've managed to prepare sufficiently to compete at a Junior Grand Prix.
Yeah, you can see they really had a story to tell.
Yeah,
and they stayed with that story. So that always enhances the skating, whether it's weaker skating or stronger skating. When you get engaged in the story and you know there is one, even if you don't know exactly what it is, because you can see the emotion in their partnership, adds so much to the program.
And at just 15 years old and 17 years old, I felt the emotion, I felt the story.
I thought there was interesting different steps here in the 1 foot.
And you sense when choosing to do different turns within the 1 foot as they did, and some of the choices as we look at the straight line lift, they have an awareness of they want to do something bigger. They don't have the time together nor the skating skills as yet that are sufficiently honed, but they have an artistic sensibility which will be really well rewarded as they push those components higher.
Yeah, and as their skating skills start to improve and the basics, a little bit more speed and whatnot, they are storytellers, and they have some feeling between the two of them on the ice, and that's good resources to have. But the skating skills will need to improve to be able to tell a better, bigger, deeper story.
Love this.
Yeah, just didn't know that they were going to slide that.
Sure.
It was like curling. That was fresh ice, and she was just sliding more than she thought.
Yeah, really enjoyed that, and hopefully they did too, sufficiently to return to the training beyond this and continue to hone it. Do the boring exercises, the stroking exercises, the basic exercises, which will create more speed, more flow, more glide to get the higher components, and then the skating skills moving up out of the high threes which they're at present.
Yeah, it really takes patience, and that's the coach's job, to teach patience that you need to get better. You want to get better, but we're going to have. It's a slow process. It doesn't happen quickly. Just you fall 1,000 times on an element, and then one day you land it. But it doesn't mean you have it. You just land it the first time. So it takes time, particularly in ice dance, with the foundational requirements
to nudge that basic crossover. The way that they do crossovers, these teams, all the teams will have been doing forwards and backwards crossovers for the entire duration of their skating, it'll seem. To change that,
or to improve,
endless
because
repetition.
I can do it. What's the problem with it? Well, it's not deep enough. Well, what do you mean? If what they're being told and what they feel is so significantly different, it can be a slower process.
Absolutely, and they're fortunate insofar as they are part of the Spanish Federation Elite program, but they won't be exposed to lots of other teams around them who will have deeper knee action and who will have longer stroking.
The free dance score for Maite and Hector. 52.41 for the free dance, first team out, with a total competition score of 89.37.
And now to the youngest team in the competition, Eva Shalaeva and Ivan Soloviev at 13 years old and 16 years old, respectively.
And they're 11th after the rhythm dance. And they're going to need a 52.72 to take the lead. Their season's best is 61.03, so they certainly have the ability to do that.
Eva Shalieva and Ivan Solovyev from Kazakhstan, their second Junior Grand Prix event of this series, and showing improvements. And I don't know the concept necessarily. I'm not sure of the story behind it, but they were committed to it.
Well, I think it's a little bit of circus comedy. You know, I think it's circus type of music, and I can see the choreography works with that. Their strength of skating skills yet isn't quite there to be crisp enough, sharp enough, fast enough, right? So, but I can understand that was a sort of a genre, sort of an idea that they had, and have some fun with it.
Yeah, this great entertainment at the start, and that was continued, as you say, Ted, throughout the performance. Eva has really lovely extension of the free foot and leg, and you can see that range of flexibility for the feature within the straight line lift here. And that, I think, their highest valued element coming in comfortably at a level 4. Twizzles, interestingly, they've swapped the levels that they achieved in many of the elements from their first assignment, where Ivan had higher levels. Now this time Eva having higher levels. So still both very much inconsistent on the attainment of those high levels within the twizzles and the 1 foot. As we look at the spin.
Yeah, and we don't know how long, how much time they get to train.
No.
You know, a lot has to do with that. Synchronicity, of course, you know, how closely they track each other and their own skating skills as well. So much has got to do with how much time you put into it.
Absolutely. And what they have got, you can see there from that rotational lift, is a mindfulness of the free leg extension. That's in the bag as you see them joined by their coach in the kiss and cry. And it was fun to see, actually, as they did the character step, the penultimate element in their free dance, their coach enjoying from the sidelines. And that's great that the whole team's invested in something that they've enjoyed, because it's daily practice for them.
Yeah, and the cool thing is these skaters and coach know where they are at. Yeah. They don't come in here with ideas like, oh, maybe we can win. You know, they come in with, let's find out where we are, right? Let's produce what we can do, first of all. Then let's find out what we are, and let's have fun doing it.
And get that feedback to move forward from.
Yeah, exactly.
So as we saw with, I think, the singles event as well, the components here lower than in their previous competitions. So that does happen, but it'll be interesting to see how that paves through for the other competitors in comparison to previous assignments. No, fingers are crossed.
Yeah,
oh.
Let's take a look at the free dance scores for Eva and Ivan. 55.94. That's first in the free dance with a total competition score of 92.60. That also puts them in first place, at least for the moment.
Smiles in the kiss and cry. Good to see.
Keep looking at the monitor,
which is looking back at them. And now to the first of two French teams competing, Lena Maliko-Repou and Ilya Sienelikov.
15 and 16 years of age, 9th after the rhythm dance. They'll need a 53.12 to take the lead. They'll skate to music by Edith Piaf.
Great music from Edith Piaf, Lena Maleko-Repo, and Ilya Sinelnikov from France. Another couple in their first Junior Grand Prix season, and based on what we see, it looks like this may be one of their first ever competitions. So huge respect to them for getting ready again. And I think that's probably stronger than that of their rhythm dance from a component's perspective.
Yeah, this was much more put together. I think the nerves had settled, and their focus and determination showed here in the free dance.
And here we see the 1 foot there, the back inside counter into the bracket, and then into the twizzle. And as we look towards the end of the event, as we see this rotational lift, this actually covered lots of ice. There was good ice coverage through the rotational lift, which will have pushed a good grade of execution. And we will see just that ice coverage increase from some of the teams later on. That said, the straight line lift also going in the opposite direction.
Yeah, just some of the time their depth of edge is a little bit more shallow, but their ice coverage was good. As we see the twizzles here, they're in at a 2 and a 2 for both partners.
Just be able to see from Ilya shortly misses the 3 rotations necessary for the third twizzle, so that's why he dropped a level on that part here. The choreographic character step opportunity for the teams to really push the components. And here you can see Ilya's face joining Lena and delivering some presentation. And this team works with great coaches. They are surrounded by other good quality dance teams, so I feel very confident in the knowledge that at this early stage of their development, happy now here. Hopefully this experience encourages them to train hard for another season ahead, and I'm sure they'll be...
They look pretty... It looks organized. I mean, it's funny. You can have a team that's organized that still has weak skills, right? But, you know, they're well-matched, and they're at the same standard of each other, and they're tracking each other, all the good things that you want to... And then you build quality from there.
As a coach, you would think, this seems like a team that gets along well. There's good camaraderie and the kiss and cry, so... They will be willing to stay united for hopefully another season, and we can enjoy seeing all the progress made as Coach Mihail Shantalaus just talks them through some of the elements perhaps that he thinks in the levels. So often it's the case that the coach will analyse perhaps the levels, and to be fair, they achieved level 2 on their 1 foot turns, level 2 within their circular step sequence, so
that's pretty good. Yeah.
Admirable.
Yep. You know, that magic sort of level 3 shows that you're getting in the upper echelon.
Yes.
Any of them, especially the 1 foot or the step sequence, that level 3 is like, okay, now we're really moving up. Get to 2, you're good and settled. 1 is normal for early developers. Free dance score, 65.77 for Lena and Ilya. That is first in the free dance with a total competition score of 105.26 as they take over the lead after the first group here in the free dance.
The following couples may now take the ice for a 5 minutes warm-up.
Well, the next group number 2, take to the ice for their warm-up. There's a look at the start order. Mark, do we have any questions left over from yesterday? Oh, hold on. Sort of a message in here.
Questions coming in. We do urge those of you that are enjoying the coverage here to send us any questions that you may have as we enjoy watching the warm-up from the middle group in the ice dance competition. It's the smallest field of ice dance entries of the 7 events on the Junior Grand Prix series this year, but that makes it no less special to the skaters on the ice now. And perhaps for those competing, that lessened number offers opportunity for an impressive result. Some of them may be able to go home with a high-ranking placement from this, perhaps some more points on the Junior Grand Prix series. The only thing being that perhaps less numbers here, no pairs competition, of course, has meant that there's less energy and atmosphere in the audience here, I suspect.
It's interesting because a lower number doesn't always represent a poorer skate.
No.
Or a higher number doesn't always represent a better skate. So much of it depends on the depth of competition you have in that event. And when you get home, so you say, wow, I came fourth. Oh, that's really good. But it might not have been your strongest skate. So it's really important that the coaches and the skaters keep very, very honest on their performances and whether and the report cards to see whether, in fact, those numbers are going up.
Yeah, when I look back at previous results of some of the other Junior Grand Prix for skaters that are competing in their second assignment, sometimes I find myself scrolling lower in the results, sometimes not as far, but I think for me as a coach, and I think for many of the skaters and certainly the coaches, they'll be so desperately hoping that the skater will be pushing into the next bracket of components. So, you know, depending on the level of skater that you're working with, if they're showing 4s in the skating skills, we look now, and for us watching, I can, you know, guess, okay, that person looks worthy of 5s, that person looks worthy of 6s, and it's a real coup and an accomplishment when they see, oh, I got, you know, a 6.5 on my skating skills, or I got presentation component of whatever it may be.
This has been such a blessing for the skaters because then they're able to really recognize their improvements and then set themselves a new goal. And that goal is an individual number. It could be, you know, the twizzles. It could be, you know, skating skills, whatever it is, individual number that they need to improve because it's traditionally low and they need to get that better, and they can measure that. Regardless of the end result, the end placement, they can start, and that's been really a positive aspect of this system. Yeah.
You know, for any skaters that are listening, what I would suggest is that the autonomy and the really using the streaming service and YouTube to get a better gauge for, well, what is that level of component. So if you watch enough videos and you see enough PDFs and report cards and see, well, I want to move up to, say, 5s, or I want to move up. This group here will be trying to push towards 6s or mid-6s, I suspect. That's where they're kind of at. If they then go and do the homework and the research or watching lots of YouTube of skaters that are in that gauge, then they can hopefully make that reference, the comparison between where they're at and where they want to be.
So my guess is this group is a little bit more in the mid-5s to higher 5s.
Yeah,
so we'll see. We'll see where it's going to be. But the point is, your point is well taken. If you're in a school and you're studying for an exam, you can't study without going into a book or going online and researching. You have to find that information. So you young skaters out there, if you want to find out where you're at and what a 5 is or what a 4 is or what a level 4 is, whatever the case may be, it's all right in front of you. You're watching it right now. So that homework is online. And the more that you know about the quality of skating, the more valuable is the information you get from the coach. But don't leave it all up to the coach. You have to start to understand more yourself. There you go. There's my preaching.
Well, and it's so true and so valid, and perhaps most valid. Well, it's valid for everybody, but most valid for those that come from a skating nation where they're not, or a skating rink where they're not around others to be the motivation. They have to be a little bit more self-disciplined and self-motivated to outsource that intel. So, you know, if you look at Molly and Alessio, and they spend some of the year working in Italy, and they're surrounded by great teams there, and spend some of the year in Sheffield where they have no other dance teams really or few other ice dance teams to have that reference point. So for them, as much self-education as is possible.
And it's all there online.
Yeah.
Years and years online. Yeah, juniors and seniors. Don't just look at the seniors. Also, more importantly, probably see the juniors to understand your standard of where you are in juniors. And then when you get to seniors, of course, you're going to watch the seniors. So whether you watch for entertainment or whether you watch for education, because there's two different approaches to sit down and watching. What are you doing it for? How are you doing it? Okay, here we go. That's enough blabbering on here. Let's go. Next group. Group number 2 of 3 in the free dance.
And this team, Aurea Sincon Debut and Erge Celestino from Canada, really strong, confident, low 10 there as they get ready for their free dance.
Yeah, they're excited, that's for sure. Age 16 and 17, 7th after the rhythm dance. And coached by Elise Bell and Benjamin Brisbois. As they take the ice to start their free dance for the very first Junior Grand Prix event.
Aurea's Synchron debut and Erges Celestino won the Pre-Novice Championships in Canada in 2022, and they said this free dance was very different to what they're used to, but I thought they did it really elegantly.
One of the things I really like about this team, it's in its development stages, is they seem to have motion.
Yes.
You know, I mean, okay, that sounds stupid, but their choreography is felt. It's not just done. And that's a little bit unusual for a team that is early on in its development stages. And I think that they're going to just continue that. Take a look. I just want to show this opening here. You can see just the tilt of the head, the detail, the heads following the arms. Just beautiful. Wonderful movement at an early stage of development of this team.
And I also was really impressed by the free leg extension within the choreographic spinning movement. It was beautiful awareness of line as we see the jump entry into the second left back outside twizzle. And this, although we never hear in the replay the music, that toe step is wonderful. Here, difficult entry, incredibly well done, but missed the foot and so didn't get the feature of the split, which I think they were going for as we see now the 1 foot turns. And got a little bit tight laterally, which is to be expected, to be understood. Moving up from novices, longer program, more elements. Rotational lift here at the end. That was nice. And you can see that level of turnout and extension in Aurea's free foot is just beautiful.
I think they did a beautiful job for the first time on junior, you know, and experience gain now. I'll go straight her back because that's just awesome.
And it was lovely to see Coach Elise
ML,
working. She was doing Aurea's hair off the ice for ages before, and she was explaining how they, you know, the travel over here. And as a parent, I've heard of a coach there that's taken time out of their life, long travel over here, that was giving so diligently to her hair. It's so nice to see a coach not only wanting to make them great skaters in this sport, but caring for the humans.
That was only because you were stretching in their stretching room.
Their stretching room. I was taking it over.
Dancing on ice, you know. I'm going, oh man. Okay, but you got some intel at the same time, so that was good.
It's allowed.
Yeah, nice job. Very nice debut, if you will, in the Junior Grand Prix.
And I'm sure Elise can obviously clearly see the corrections that can be made. And it wasn't a perfect skate for the team, but the experience is pivotal. And they have competed like at the Next Gen event. They've had scores in the 60s and the mid-60s. I think this will be higher than that, but I think that their future is greater still. 7 years together now already, and they'll they'll bank on that in subsequent seasons.
Yeah, and a lot has to do with age and growth and maturity, and you know, you can skate a long time, but as you become a real partnership on the ice and you're feeling comfortable, which they are now, you can start to see it begin to mature. 16 and 17 years of age, it'll only get better. Free dance score 68.60. They look pretty happy with that. That's first in the free dance with a total competition score of 113.97. As he gives us sort of a high five there, and that'll put this team currently into first place.
Next to skate, representing Switzerland.
And now to 18-year-old Maël Lederman and 19-year-old Anthony Imo from Switzerland.
8th in the rhythm dancer, coached by Barbara Piton. And they're going to need a 69.79 to take the lead. Their personal best, 70.83, certainly in their range. They can get a clean program.
Maël Lederman and Anthony Imo from Switzerland, and I'm not sure, Ted, we saw the same people in the stands yesterday following their performance, perhaps parents, but Nice to see. Actually, interesting. The reaction of the parents there was more elated than it was yesterday. So hopefully that's
Okay.
indication this was a stronger skate, and a strong skate I thought it was too.
Yeah, it was really good.
And they see, obviously they are older than some of the competitors that we've seen in the competition already, and it's worthy of a handshake from coach as they leave the ice. But that maturity evident in their choice as we look through the 1 foot turns. You just missed the musical reference point for the twizzles a little bit. I thought it was a very difficult entry, which was impressive. And this choosing to grab the leg on the third twizzle, that won't increase the level, but should increase the grade of execution. And this difficult entry into straight line lift, constantly move, change of pose, and the 1 foot exit, easily attaining straight line lift level 4 with a good grade of execution. And the back chop top for my just have a little look through the diagonal step sequence. And another chuck turn. You can see that deeper edge set for this team. Love this. Good catch, Ted, on the playback. And you can see the absolute commitment here.
I thought they were quite united. You know, they were tracking each other. They skated close. It was a little slow. The stationary spin rate at the end, that is in level 4, but a minus GOE.
And actually, their last 2 elements, I think the dance spin and the stationary lift, probably the weakest of the 8 elements that they did have in the program. So maybe that will leave an impression on the judges that is less favorable for the presentation. But as the season progresses, then I'm sure that will improve the GWA's fitness levels enhanced.
As predicted, they are in like the mid 5s.
Yeah, you were spot on, Mr. Barton.
Well, just so far.
No, you're right. And, you know, also we've seen great Swiss ice dance teams, you know, meddling now Swiss ice dance teams. So although I suppose that's frustrating for Lederman and Emo to know that, you know, there's a really strong team against them in their nation, also equally inspiring to motivate them to be pushed.
Yeah, absolutely. This team is still they all are in their development stages, and they've got some good skills. They skate really well together. There's no question of that. But speed, depth of edge, you know, crisper in and out of the elements, and more transitions in and out. Those types of things. But that comes with time, hundreds and hundreds of hours. Of course, looks like she cut her hand, perhaps.
And both of them, you know, busy students.
Yeah.
As well, so juggling their skating abilities with their academics.
That is so hard. We don't talk about that enough, but when you take a look at these skaters' schedules of when they get up and what they do for school, what they do with their off ice, and then what they do with their on ice, exhausted at the end of the night, and then they got to study, and then they get up the next day.
Time
that
management.
is the life of many teenagers, there's no question, but these two are a little bit older, so perhaps they're in university with a heavier load. Right?
And they train alongside Dania Moadden and Theo Bijot, who were third in Budapest, so they're training mates, they're coached by Piton, also such quality. But what I really respect from this team is that whilst they are older, they appear to be running their own race. They're not stylistically the same as Dania and Theo, who are much younger. They've chosen a vehicle that represents where they're at in their life.
Which is perfect. So there were 8 elements, but 6 were under review. They've now all been updated or cleared. So we are ready for the score. So there was a lot of work by the technical panel there.
And sometimes those reviews, either it's a picky technical panel or just suggest that they're closer to higher level.
Exactly. Personal best was 70.83. This is just shy at 70.30. But that is first in the free dance with a 114.49 total competition score. That will move them for the moment into first place. There is a look at your top 5 teams so far in the free dance event as we move on to the next team.
And this next team formed in January of 2022. 16-year-old Elisa Gorneva and 20-year-old Kieran McDonald.
The 5th after the rhythm dance, and they're going to need a 62.80 to take the lead as they will skate their free dance to It's Always Been You and Your Dazzling Light.
Elisa Korneva and Kieran McDonald in, I think, their first international as well as first Junior Grand Prix, and they've coped incredibly well.
Now, unless I'm really missing something, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was so well done. That did not look like a rookie team here. You know, in the rhythm dance, both Canadian teams and some of the others as well looked a little bit uptight, a little bit nervous. Not today in the free dance. So this was completely comfortable and confident and the best that they could do with the skills that they currently have. So really, really well done. Let's take a look.
That was a great example of a middle feature that's new this year, where you can achieve an extra level with movement within the dance spin. That was really well done.
Nice speed and nice positions throughout as well. That's a level 3 dance spin with a 1.13 GOE. So that was brought in a lot of points. So 1 foot. Go ahead, Mark.
Even here, as you see that inside rocker, the depth of the forward inside edge. Even from one of the first back crosses from Kieran, you could just see a quality of skating skill.
Well, that went in as a level 3 and 4.
Oh, wow.
For 1 foot? We have not seen that. I know.
Wow, that's an epic. That's the kind of thing that you'd write home about. That's something the skaters would be very, very proud of. As we look at the straight line lift, change of pose, and some emotional interpretation there with the connection between the couple. Jump entry of the feature, arms extended in front. And they got perilously close. But difficult choice of choreography by Joel Deere in between the first and second twizzle. Just a team obviously mindful of what they want to do to push bigger component scores and bigger grades of execution.
Yeah, and watch this here. You're just going to come up on right here. Just this little moment. Beautiful. Little running moments. Okay, it was nicer when I slowed it down, but it was still beautiful in the program, right? Yeah, really, really well done. Congratulations to this team. First time out. Some experienced game, but also you came in with some confidence. You demonstrated what you can do. You can't ask for much more now. If you're thrilled and you're excited, go home, continue to work.
And
beautiful.
Wonderful job by the team, and they work with some great names. Paul McIntosh, who I think you said,
yes,
Virtue Moyer, responsible for so much of the early development of the most decorated Olympians in ice dance history. Here with Carly McDonald, Kieran's sister, and they also have Joel Deere, as I mentioned, who worked with Una and Gage Brown towards their junior world title. So great influences, and they must have high, lofty ambitions working with that kind of caliber of education.
And I have to be honest, I didn't expect, because after watching the rhythm dance, I didn't expect both these teams to, no, I don't mean do that well, to demonstrate a much higher standard. Like that was a big leap from the rhythm.
These guys, 5.92 presentations, pushing into the sixes, whereas they had 5.33. Or sorry, they had much lower components in the rhythm dance. Not much lower, but they've gone up a half point or so. And maybe that's because they just...
Well, that's pretty big.
That is pretty big.
PCs. That's pretty big. So that's a great addition. They're going to need just a 62.80 to take the lead, and they'll do that. Now the technical panel finishing up their inspection as they look at all the detail.
Like you said, Ted, getting that 1 foot turn, well, even a 1 foot turn level 3, that's... something to be very proud of. A level 4?
And then Kieran got a level 4. So that is amazing.
I remember at last year's Junior Worlds, I think it was Phoebe Becker from Great Britain achieved that, and she was the only one in the event, and it was something that, everybody will remarkable, and seniors will.
Well, they earned a 7.44 just on that one element. Let's take a look. Total score. Free dance. And their eyes are shut, wondering what's going on.
Anytime now.
We've been sitting here a long time.
They did get 83 at Canadian Nationals last year.
And this is an 81.56. That is first in the free dance. They don't seem thrilled with that, but everybody else does. 133.326 for Alyssa and Kieran. Great job. Yeah, okay, thumbs up. Good, I'm pleased.
So they comfortably move into the lead as we look to the team from Great Britain who competed last week in Gdansk. 17-year-old Molly Hairstein and 19-year-old Alessio Serenkov-Gulchev.
The team from across the pond, rhythm dance, they were sixth, 17 and 19 years of age. They needed an 83.25 to take the lead. 74.97, their personal best to date. And they'll skate to when nightmares start.
Molly Hirstein and Alessio Serenkov-Gulshev from Great Britain, rounding out 2 very busy weeks for the young Brits.
Yeah, back-to-back competitions, and although it may be physically hard, huge gains in experience.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that last week's result really cemented the team together, united on their training. They spent the summer traveling throughout Europe, chasing great information. I sensed this. There had some challenges in this gate. The dance spin looked like it wasn't optimal, and you could see the fight to try to get the rotational lift landed within 7 seconds. Gorgeous opening, beautiful extension there from Molly, and this stationary lift coming in at a level 3 in this occasion. The difficult exit here with the Ina Bowers. The technical panel currently reviewing the twizzles, so what they will, I suspect, be looking for is just the continuous rotation and ice coverage on this right forward outside twizzle.
But they got the force.
Oh, is it good?
Yep,
Oh,
yep.
Good.
And then the 1 foot here. This is in at level 1 for Molly and level 2 for Alessio.
Here the choreo character step. And here, as I've touched on over the last 2 events, the team has done so much. Their families have done so much to try to facilitate their participation at this level, and they didn't know they were going to get 2 Junior Grand Prix, certainly even to get 1 till quite late on in the season. And so the commitment from all the coaching staff, so many members of the coaching staff, from the parents. Big thumbs up from Coach Mark Naylor, who's joined them here.
Well, their season's best is 74.97. We'll see if they come close to that, maybe a little bit shy. But now this season, Junior Grand Prix season, is now done for this team, and they've certainly made great progress, and now they'll go back home and continue to develop.
And now, having achieved the Junior Worlds minimum technical element score in Gdansk last week, and knowing that Britain has 2 spots at Junior Worlds thanks to Phoebe Becker and James Hernandez, they know that this season now can continue on to March, or late February, early March. And so now that's further motivation and fuel, and this experience here gives them an indication of what is required at this level of event if they're to compete.
Yeah, and a good length of time between now and that championship. So, you know, the stage is set. They've made it. You know, they've qualified for it, at least by scores, and they have a good length of time to continue to improve. When is the British Nationals?
British Nationals be normally late November, early December.
Nationals? Oh, really? Okay, quite early.
And just seeing the implications of the tech score, and they have got 2 extended lifts, so a 2-point deduction on that front. And I think they've been, their coach Paul Dredge explained that they're mindful of that, but they've not had huge amounts of preparation time. And so at some point the coaches have to say, okay, just play it safe, don't rush and try and frantically do something that could impact upon the overall components.
Yeah, let's take a look at the free dance score, 66.26. That is 4th in the free dance for Molly and Alessio. With a total competition score of 116.28, that'll put them, for the moment, overall into 2nd place.
They're currently 2nd place. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now have a break for ice.
And as we get set to take a look at the standings after the first 2 groups, with 1 more group to come after the ice resurfacing, the theater man, Mark Hanreddy, will tell us what we're going to see in videos from the ice here.
Thanks to Naomi on the team here, we've got a series of wonderful videos, the first of which will be the Mic'd Up series with Fabian Burza from his coaching duties in Budapest, and then to the interview from the winners in Osaka, Leah Nassette and Artem Markelov, who lead the standings on the Junior Grand Prix series this year, and then a day with series. Now, we've just watched one British team, now to Ashley Slatter and Atle Onge Prez, another British team when they competed in Budapest, and then to the interview with Maria Pinchuk and Mikita Pogoreleov, who won in Istanbul, and then to the final video for the World Ice Skating Day on 3rd of December.
Perfect. Sounds good. We hope you enjoy it. We'll be back right after this.
Yeah.
You small.
Kids are not fun nowadays.
Yeah. Don't forget it's in English.
So before you start running, I'd like to go over what you need to focus on. Mon pauvre Martin. Tu veux que je le fasse en français vraiment? Yeah, they're not used like to speak English. It's funny. We need to do more training camp abroad. Change. C'est bien qu'il y ait que la caméra, vous pouvez pas dire non? Ouais. Non, mais c'est juste histoire d'avoir un. I mean, it's her first Grand Prix. And they're not together for so long, so it's a good experience. And she improved like a lot on the expression. She was like little shut down in the beginning.
She looks more relaxed, like she's enjoying it more.
Well, we're gonna see when she's gonna be on the ice, you know? Ok, Martin, mettez-vous ensemble. Ouais, vous pouvez marcher, mais marcher main dans la main, ça vous donnera une dynamique de marcher ensemble déjà. Si vous marchez ensemble, ce sera plus simple pour patiner ensemble. Boo. Prix, take your time. Okay, let's get calm. Okay, but with energy. You need to be sharp, you need to be bold. Okay. Try. Yeah? Allez, lâchez un peu là. Pour une première, c'était bien? Ouais? Il y avait des petits moments où c'était pas tout à fait ensemble, mais de manière générale, c'était une bonne perf. Bravo. Non, c'est pas mal. C'est une première, hein. Les gens vous connaissent pas, vous êtes nouveau, c'est bien. C'est un bon début.
So now our goal is to win Junior Worlds and the Junior Grand Prix final.
Yep.
Until the final, we'll work on improving our programs, getting more power and polishing everything.
Yeah, and we will work on our technical elements too, to achieve level 3s and 4s and everything.
So our next goals would be to break the world record in both of our programs, set by our compatriots.
We're going to prepare hard for the next 2 competitions, and we will try to win Junior Grand Prix final and Junior Worlds. We would like to thank both Thailand and Japan Figure Skating Federation for organizing such 2 beautiful events. We really enjoyed it in Thailand and Japan. Thank you to US Figure Skating and to all the fans that support us.
And thank you to our families for always being there for us and making it possible. And thank you to our coach Elena Destatny and everyone who has helped prepare us.
Bye!
Bye! We're doing the free dance first, so we don't know what we're doing. So, well, for practice.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to do that.
So we're on our way to the ice rink for our first practice of the day. We are super excited, and we're going to sort of feel around, you know, the atmosphere, and, you know, really get to know what we're dealing with.
We'll have to check the schedule to see if you make it back in time for lunch.
Yeah, I've got some like strawberries. Atto's got bananas and yogurt, so we can
That's fine.
mix it together.
Okay. No.
Ready to go in?
Yeah.
Let's go. Oh.
No, it hasn't been published yet. We'll have to wait.
Okay.
So, you're right.
Hi.
You've met before.
No, not really. Briefly, maybe I might have seen you.
Little British tea meetup. You guys know them now, so
Yeah,
you could like
of course.
arrange to meet up
Yeah.
for dinner and whatnot.
Thank you.
Have a good practice. I actually have no idea where I'm going, so.
I think the other side goes.
rink there.
That's the practice ring.
So
that's
that side, yeah.
Yeah, the main rink. What
Should we go and have a look?
Yes. Ooh. It's cold.
This is gonna be. Yeah.
Quite nice.
Yeah, it is.
I like it. I'm assuming it's going to be that side because there isn't anywhere to
Yeah.
sit here, so I'm assuming it's all going to be over there.
Okay.
And that- Oh, 7 a.m.
Bye.
It's fine.
It's okay.
fine. Don't
It's
worry.
alright.
Way. You okay? You're right though. What did you hurt? because I just know what you two are like for telling me when you're hurt. You don't tell me. So I'm going to keep bugging you, okay? Cheesy grin. Posing like Evans for a photo.
So we've just done our cool down, and now we can catch up on what everyone else is doing, you know, give some support and cheer for them. A lot of stuff going on really, but exciting. I'm having some soup right now. You know, the air in the rink is a bit cold, so it's always good to have a hot drink, you know, to help, you know, cool yourself down and, you know, really get into the lungs.
I like chocolate and I like wafers. It's good. It's good.
Vitaimo, Maria Mikita, congratulations. You're the first Ukrainian team to win an ice dance gold medal in 12 years. How do you feel?
I still couldn't believe that it happened because I don't know, I'm so excited.
I don't know how it's explained. When you make a goal about this, you have so much emotions. You have so much things what you gonna to say, but now I don't know what to say. I don't know what. Yes, it's feeling.
Now, when you skated the free dance, you looked a little disappointed after the free dance. Were you a little frustrated with the skate?
Yes, I was a bit disappointed because of my twizzles. Yes, we will work on it. Yeah. So
When is the next competition?
in Gdansk, Junior Grand Prix in Gdansk. Yes.
Look forward to seeing you in Gdansk. Now, we understand that you've had to relocate your training to Vienna.
Yes.
But how proud are you to see the Ukrainian flag flying in first place?
I'm so proud that we did it because I don't know, I'm so proud that we are Ukrainian and that we can compete for this country and do something in such a hard time for us and our country, yes. And we are also very grateful to Austrian Federation that they gave us opportunity to skate, to train and to prepare for competition, and we are really thank you so much.
Well, we are grateful to you and your coach Galina as well for all.
United States of America, Ilya Lapin and Ivan Pil. From Israel, Elizabeth Kachenko and Alexei Kiryakov.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final day of competition in the 2023 ISU Junior Grand Prix event. We're here in Yerevan, Armenia. I'm Ted Barton along with Mark Hanratty. The final group in the ice dance, only 11 teams, Mark. This is the smallest group of ice dancers we've had.
Yes, and a couple of withdrawals at fairly late notice. We were hoping for 13 teams, and you know, I think what is hard to assess for those that aren't intrinsically involved in the sport and haven't experienced competing at this level is the amount of pre-prep that has to take place. Each of these teams, all of the teams at this standard, it's rare that you would be able to compete without years of skating time, but then not only years of skating time individually, then months at very least of time preparing as an ice dance partnership. And so that's part of the reason why a couple of withdrawals, I'm sure, took place. We've also seen injuries happen, and we continue to send our very best wishes to the Cypriot team, who unfortunately suffered injuries during their assignment and the practice at their Grand Prix. So we just see this team now showcasing more speed, more confidence. And I wonder, we assessed, Ted, the expectations of the component scores for the last group. This flight, this top four dance teams in this group, were scoring in the low sixes up to mid sevens for the leaders Kachenko and Kilyakov. So
I think you might be right on this one. Maybe
Yeah.
the low sixes. Yeah. The last one you were a little bit exuberant.
as ever. And Eliana Peel and Ethan Peel, the brother and sister team, who, you know, I will maybe reference it more when they compete themselves, but what great ambassadors they are for American ice dance. They have a shot at the Junior Grand Prix final if they're to maintain the silver medal position that they've achieved after the rhythm dance. Then that would give this pairing 24 points, and they would therefore tie with Selena Fragi and Jean-Han Furneaux. And when there's a tie in the points, it comes down to a tie break would be divided by who has the higher scores. And so there'll be pretty high standards needed for this team of Eliana and Ethan. They will need a big personal best if they're going to do that. Which, I mean, we want everyone to skate their personal best, so it doesn't matter to us if they achieve the Junior Grand Prix final slot or whether or not it's Fragi and Furneaux. We want the best for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel sad for Fragi and Furneaux if they're watching now and they do get bumped.
I'm sure they're watching and they're going, and you know, you're helpless on the couch, you know, watching away, and they're such a brilliant team as well. And you know, it comes down to, who knows? It comes down to a clean skate or a mistake on a twizzle, or you don't know, right? But that's sport. That is sport. That's what's exciting about it. Unpredictable. And thank gosh, our sport also has art.
Yes, and that's what we will be treated to. We'll be treated to a broad spectrum of different emotional interpretations within this top flight. There's Katrina again.
Yeah.
We just seen her.
Yep.
And they're the Italian and Peruvian skaters from the women's discipline. The women obviously now have completed their competition, so they can enjoy staying back to watch.
Yeah, it's a nice break when you have a day done and you have a day. You're still here. It's a beautiful sunny day out here, about 23 degrees. Finishing up the competition. Everything will be finished here by about 5:30. And then people will fly at the middle of the night.
Yeah, literally. We've got a lot of the skaters, the coaches, the officials, the athletes being picked up at 1:15 for the transport to the airport. So the debate, it seems, is whether or not these skaters will stay up celebrating their hard work or whether or not they'll go to sleep.
And it would be bad if the airport was kind of empty, but all the flights out of Yerevan leave at night time, in the middle of the night. So it's busy, busy, busy.
There's the stars from America, Lisa Gracie and Sherry Zhang, who they are just such a good asset for
teamwork,
competitors and teamwork, camaraderie.
Yeah, fabulous. Here we go. Final group in the free dance. The men's free program will take to the ice shortly after the conclusion of this event.
Next to skate.
They're the first team in this final group, Eva Bernard and Amadeo Bonetto, who achieved a huge personal best in the rhythm dance. And you can see just here with those two forwards crossovers, quality skating skills taking a nudge up.
18 and 19 years of age, third after the rhythm dance. 75.08 is what they'll need to take over the lead. As they'll skate at least the final part of the program to Schindler's List.
Oh my goodness. Eva Bernard and Amadeo Bonetto in that choreo character step, which I think when people ask us about our favourite elements, the choreo character steps that come from this training location, these coaches, are some of my favourite elements. But that is going to be very tight now because of the impact of the fall within the twizzles. And fascinatingly, the Italians who are yet to compete had very similar components, but they had a fall in their twizzles in their rhythm dance. Now I wonder what's going to happen now as the fight for the bronze medal unfolds.
Well, it's going to be tight for sure. Let's take a look at some of the elements in the program.
The hard work and that brilliant skate, and we just really look forward to seeing you and cheering you on for the rest of this. And there the choreo spinning movement, which opened the program for Eva and Amadeo. And you can see from here, as we see now the straight line lift, the quality of the skating here. Just such good quality, depth of edge, good use of ankles, the back inside counter looking clean for Eva there within the step sequence. And the ice coverage that was evident within the circular step sequence was epic. I was impressed by it when they competed in Osaka, and even better here. The twizzles didn't start, they weren't musically as phrased as I would have expected, perhaps a little bit far apart at this point, so perhaps because of the distance between them in the first, Eva fought to get closer, but then a little wobble from Amadeo, and here, oh, it could have been...
She actually didn't touch him on the before the fall, it was after.
And it could have, I mean, as frustrating as that is for the team, it's lucky that Amadeo didn't go down as well. This is just, I love, 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 love the work that this team does on the contemporary choreography, the emotion, the storytelling, unique. I mean, that's stamping your foot isn't something that you would consider. Fist clenching, it's just brilliant. I love it.
But it matched the story. Certainly matched the music.
And then the rotational lift to conclude the program, and they had a huge 7-point personal best in the rhythm dance. Until that fall, I think that they were on target for a solid personal best in this too.
Well, their personal best or season's best this year is 78.07. So what will the free dance be right now?
100th of a point higher than last time, I think.
78.08, I believe. We don't have the graphic score at the moment. There it is. Well, okay, gone.
Testament to what it could have been, but what a great, great team. Wish them well for the rest of the season. So talented. And now the next team, which, whether they've heard what has happened now, may be able to challenge now for the bronze medal. Noemi Mariatali and Noah Lafornara.
Well, fourth in the rhythm dance. They're so close. We'll see what happens. They need an 83.49 to take the lead.
That's an incredibly difficult finish position. Beautiful line. And 18 years old and 19 years old, the same age as the French team who have just competed. Both these teams will have to move up, I think, to seniors. And what an exciting duel they have made, this French and Italian teams. That was wonderful.
And that'll carry through perhaps to the Challenger Series next year.
Yes, that's exciting. And just so impressed. We've seen him with previous partners and Noemi with previous partners only together since April the 17th. That's when they announced their partnership, and what a formidable talent that they make. And you rightly pointed out in the rhythm dance, Ted, that as physically in terms of aesthetics, they're just perfectly matched, it seems.
Yeah, they are, and that's why they're coming together so quickly, I think.
This musicality of not only did it start on phrase for the Twizzles, but each rotation was musically phrased as well. So
and synchronization, awesome.
You would have assumed that'd be a senior team of multiple seasons together as we look at the difficult entry into the curve lift, which also was phrased perfectly with the music, pushing the grades of execution, not getting an extension on the 1 foot landing for Noah there, so still development, of course, but given the limited time they've had as we look at the 1 foot, amazing. And they were 6 points behind, and it suggested that the mistake they made in the Twizzles, as we look now at the rotation lift, mistakes in the rhythm dance Twizzles, that team who are above them after the rhythm dance had mistakes in the free dance Twizzles, but it looks like they may have done more than enough to catch up.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a huge score for this team, and may just be enough.
In actual fact, this team now, we haven't seen them in 2 Junior Grand Prix. What they've just shown makes me wonder how they're going to fare at Junior Worlds if they're selected, because that was really amazing. Denis Pichikov, former American ice dancer who competed at Olympics with his wife Melissa Gregory, with him in the Kiss and Cry.
Free dance scores for Naomi and Ethan, 93.25. Look at the eyes. Whoa, that is first in the free dance. She's going, is that right? 146.04, and they take over the lead.
Well deserved.
There are 2 teams to come. They're going to wear a medal.
And I'm excited about what's to come from them.
And look at that, 13 points.
Whoa.
Yeah, big difference. Yes, I'm excited too.
On the ice, representing the United States.
And now to the brother and sister team. We have such warm affection for them because of the support they give other skaters. Now, the support given from the previous team to Eliana and Ethan Peel.
Well, a second after the rhythm dance. They're needing 83.53 to take the lead. They certainly have that in their personal best score, and they're going to skate to an epic piece of music. Lord of the Rings.
You can hear the triumphant yes, I think, from their father and coach, Robert Peel. And you just can't imagine how emotional he and the family must be. Great skate for Eliana and Ethan Peel. And they'd said, look at Sherry Jag. She's brilliant. But they'd said that they'd worked very hard on the technical element score since their first Grand Prix, and that has been totally rewarded thanks to level 3 on both the serpentine step and the 1-foot turns for both Eliana and Ethan.
And the PCs and the high 6s and the skating skills at the moment, at least in the 7th. So, as predicted, Mr. Hanratty, you're right on cue. As we take a look, really great program, Lord of the Rings, of course, and they not only skate to it, but more importantly, they feel it. And you feel it by watching.
They said that they love to tell stories. We see the attention to detail within the arms through the 1-foot. This getting level 3, so at rocker counter brackets was at least 3 of those called clean, as we see the straight line lift leading into rotational lift. And not only level 4, which you would expect from a team of this caliber, but a really positive grade of execution. That rocker turn from Eliana, really pressing the edges. You can see the intention here, there for Ethan as well. And that probably a callable turn, enhancing that level 3 that they achieved. Interesting to see how it will compare. So different to the Italians, I think. Well, if we look at what we can see, the exact same composition and presentation component between the Italians who preceded them. And now they would need, if they are to stay in the silver medal position, which I assume that they would need 96.77 in the free dance today to go ahead of Fragi and Furno to get a spot in the Junior Grand Prix final.
So there's 2 races on here. There's this one here, and there's the one down the road.
Yeah, and that would be...
They might win one, but not the other.
Yeah.
So it's hard to know. We'll see. We're about to find out.
But I just think, you know, to have their dad there, brother, sister, and father, like, no matter the score, they're celebrating. Although, I hope he's okay. Oh, dear. Oh, Ethan's okay.
Season best, 93.31. That is first in the free dance with a total competition score of 155.83. That is first. So they have the gold or the silver.
I think Eliana, just referencing, she knew what they needed. Not quite close enough.
Not quite close enough.
And now from one team with their father in the kiss and cry to another with father as coach as well. The leaders after the rhythm best, Elizabeth Tkachenko and Alexei Kilyakov.
First after the rhythm dance, they'll need an 87.32, 99.46 for personal best, certainly within their reach, no question. The gold, just 3.5 minutes away.
Elizabeth Tkachenko and Alexei Kilyakov. Free dance inspired by Ghost Dances, the ballet by Christopher Bruce. And just amazing to see how this team is transcending the rankings so amazingly this year.
Yeah, this is, if I dare to say it, a different level.
Yeah.
I mean, in every movement, it's just a little bit bigger, a little bit sharper, a little bit crisper. As well, the depth of edge, the edge control, amazing as you see that 1 foot, how deep those edges are. And the lean, it's just amazing.
This team got together at the ages of 5 and 6, younger than Virtue and Moyer, and it seems like all of a sudden this season they're getting their awards for that. Look how contemporary, sharp and crisp the character step is. Unique, bold to choose to do such choreography, and could be more matched, probably as a result of the great coaches they have, but also the time they've spent together. And I chatted to them, they were in the gym the other day, and they were just both such mature, lovely young people as well. And
yeah.
I love that.
They're set very nicely for not only their junior season, but their senior careers.
And you know what's really interesting is this team, 11th at Junior Worlds last year, the score that they're about to get here could go to be the highest score of the entire season. So maybe Tkachenko and Kilyakov go towards not just going to the Junior Grand Prix finals if we see this brilliant dance spin, but may now go in as favourites.
Wow. Yeah, that was a great first part of the spin.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Just
innovative, different.
As was this. I love the choreo slide at the end. And it's funny, I was saying to Alexei Kilyakov, Senior, who's on the left of our screen, I said, oh, you always look, so composed and so calm, but that's your boy out there. And he said, oh, inside, I'm not like that.
Yeah, exactly. He's quite stoic, but on the inside, there's a storm brewing.
Absolutely. Dad is in there.
Well, 99.46 is their seasons and personal best, and this score is?
Just looking at each other.
101.81, season's best. First in the free dance, obviously first overall, as we take a look at their total competition score of 170.33.
Highest free dance.
As they take the title, the highest free dance score on the Junior Grand Prix this season.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is junior ice dance free dance. We will continue the competition at 2:20 with junior men free skating.
That's amazing. What do you think, Mark?
Dramatic scenes at the end. That was very exciting, and only 11 teams. We want more.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to stop.
As we take a look at the final standings in the free dance event, or not the free dance, but the dance event here. And now that's complete. We have only one more event on the Junior Grand Prix season 2023. That's the men's free program coming up in just a little bit. We hope you have enjoyed the free dance here. For all of us at the ISU, I'm Ted Barton along with Mark Hanready. We hope you'll join us for the men's free coming right up.